Hi, I'm Kaylin, your abundance coach. I'm also co-founder of the Golden Flow system of accelerated well-being and abundance. Now, I call myself your abundance coach, but I'm thinking about rebranding myself, and I'm thinking about calling myself your effortless attraction coach, because I believe, and I've experienced not only myself, but with the people I've helped for over 15 years, that the best attracting happens effortlessly. And that's because you can't force law of attraction to bring you the things you want. You can work on this and work on that, and mind you, I do that too. But law of attraction brings you so much more when you are just being you. When you're in this effortless place. When all you have to do is enjoy your life, and law of attraction brings you a ton of things. Little things, big things. Someone who smiles at you. You drive down the street and there's no traffic, or the accident that happens after you've driven down the street. You go into work and there's some sort of problem, but it resolves before you get there, or you get there and you find the solution. Things work out effortlessly. Things that you couldn't even plan for because you don't know half of what's coming. So it's so great to be in that manifesting place, isn't it? Now, what I want to talk to you about today, though, is manifesting when you are intentional. And I want to talk to you about this idea that if we want what we want, we must be selfish. And it makes no sense. I mean, there are so many people in the world with so little. How could we possibly ask for and ever really be selfish enough, greedy enough to want everything that our heart desires? Well, let's talk about that a little. And let's talk about the incredible benefit of manifesting or attracting or creating the life that you prefer. The first thing that I want to tell you is that the most generous people that I've ever met always have had plenty. Why? Because they have plenty, so they're comfortable sharing it. They know abundance and they know more is coming. So, let's start to change our minds and start to realize that there's something to feeling like we have it all or having it all. There's something to allowing ourselves to desire what we desire, and in this way, not be selfish, but be really focused on ourselves. Do you know that the whole purpose for the law of attraction is to fulfill the first causality in so many spiritual paths and so many spiritual schools? And that causality is know thyself. In other words, this is one of the purposes to our existence, for us to know ourselves, according to those spiritual schools, and I agree as well. Now, when law of attraction attracts to you your same energy, what it does is it brings you things that are like you. They're like your energy. And in that way, we're meant to see ourselves. We're meant to get to know ourselves. So if you are so generous and loving, you're going to find that kind of thing in your life. Quick example. I went to my mom's this summer after having moved to Florida. When I moved to Florida, I did not bring my teacups. There are a lot of things that I left behind because in my abundance, I wanted to start with a fresh slate. I kind of wanted to start over. It doesn't mean I didn't bring things, but I only brought some things. So I didn't have a whole lot of teacups. At my mom's, she had a tea party. I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. I thought it was so sweet. I decided that I wanted teacups again. Well, teacups can be hard to come by. You either buy a set and they're really expensive, or they're rare because they're old, that kind of thing. I got home and we went to a garage sale, and I instantly manifested teacups. I don't think I've ever seen teacups at a garage sale, and sometimes I like going to garage sales. I think it's kind of fun. And when I had the teacups on my mind, that was the one time we went to a garage sale and poof, there they were. That's one kind of manifestation. Law of attraction was showing me that I could have a fun time because that was my association with the teacups. Now, law of attraction also works on the flip side, sort of a negative side, because that was the positive side. On the negative side, if you are in a bad mood, if you are having a lot of problems, if you're choosing to fight, for example, in your relationship, law of attraction will bring you a lot more of the same. So, for example, the obvious is that in your relationship, your partner's going to be pretty unhappy and perhaps somewhat quarrelsome with you as well. So as you know, law of attraction does bring us both sides. It brings us things that really match our energy, and the intent is to show us to ourselves. Why? Are you curious why the first causality is know thyself? Why law of attraction works to help us know ourselves? Well, this is because in knowing ourselves and in knowing what we desire, in knowing who we want to become, in knowing what we'd like to have, we shift and we move our energy in those directions. For example, if I'd like to have a bigger house, I'm feeling bigger, I'm feeling more empowered, and I'd like for law of attraction to bring that and match my energy and show me that I really am, so that I can experience it. That's what we're really after, is the experience. When we have an experience, for example, of a larger house, what happens is that our energy expands. We expand. We psychologically will mature and develop from birth and through our lives. Well, we do the same thing energetically as well. Energetically, we take on new vistas, new energies. We expand and we take on more. We become bigger and better people. So when you look at it all this way, you're going to hopefully start to realize that when you look at manifesting and when you think about the real benefit of being focused on yourself this way, you'll find that you automatically will be beneficial to other people around you. In other words, if you are after some financial abundance, you'll probably be financially generous. If you are manifesting all sorts of things and knowing yourself, well, chances are you're going to manifest and know yourself as a bigger, better version of yourself, as being more divine. What I mean by divine is having more love in your life, more creativity, more success, more expression, more expansion, more creativity. In other words, when we really get more authentic, one of the things that we do is we identify ourselves with higher vibrating energies. Those higher vibrating energies are always going to be more divine, more healthy, more generous. Whatever it is that you can conjure up, you're going to really start to recognize yourself in these ways. In the 15 years I've worked with people, even when I have worked with people and heard some naughty secrets, some terrible things about them, that kind of thing, pretty bad stuff, some even illegal things that clients will come and talk to me about. Even in some of our worst positions, I always see that people want to be more authentic. They want to connect with more of those divine energies. Well, the more you feel like you have, the more you feel like you can be yourself, the more you are going to naturally connect with those divine energies. So I hope you have a sense of this. You can, sort of take what I'm saying, and I don't want you to necessarily believe me, but I want you to see if it resonates with you. That in my 15 years, everyone has always really wanted to raise themselves, wanted to come from a better place. So in other words, as it is that you really focus on yourself, let yourself focus on your desires, then you're going to become more divine in the sense that you're going to become a bigger and better person. After all, desires is really a Latin word, discere, of God, because Sire is sire, sir, and that's what was referred to as God. So the more you connect with your own desires, the more you're going to follow a path of your own fulfillment, but you're also going to let yourself naturally become a bigger and better person. And of course, then law of attraction is going to work better and better for you as you become a bigger and better person. Because as you expand your energy, you're going to have more with which to attract, aren't you? Isn't that a wonderful thing? So here's to your desires and to your becoming a more and more wonderful person, a more divine person, someone who is more authentic. Be sure to be yourself and allow yourself to chase your desires, to have fun with your desires, to fulfill your manifestations. Because as you do, you are no doubt going to become a more generous, more loving, more creative, more benevolent, and much more fun person to be around. I'm Kaylin, your abundance coach. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so that you can catch other manifesting videos when they come out. And I would love a like. Thank you so much for joining me.